Okay, we're live
Too
again.
heavy. Too heavy.
I'm holding the snake. I got Luna with me.
Luna, what?
Luna, I'm holding my snake,
Luna.
the snaky friend.
Oh.
I know a lot of people.
It's funny. You have a snake. My daughter has a cat, Luna.
Oh, yeah.
I was out all day, guys, so tell ya I haven't been checking the news and I haven't been checking my emails. So if you're emailing me or something, well, it'll probably just, you want the truth? If you've been emailing me and I don't check it like the whole day, honestly, it's going to get lost. That's what happens. So don't, if it's really urgent, send me another one because that's what happens. It just gets buried. I get so much email, it's crazy. And then my emails fill up and nothing comes. So we'll see. But anyway, let's see now. So I didn't look at the news, didn't look at emails. And I'm just looking now, and it looks like the Idaho College murders, there's some updates. The police are looking for occupants of a Hyundai Elantra that was seen near the murder house at the time of the murders. Anybody hear this? This Hyundai Elantra. So they say.
That's those 4 kids that were killed on the 2nd and 3rd floor.
Yeah. It says police announced
right?
on Wednesday that they're interested in speaking with the occupants of a white Hyundai Elantra that was reported in the area of Moscow, Idaho, around the time the 4 college students were brutally murdered in their home just off campus. Investigators believe the occupants of this vehicle may have critical information to share regarding the case. The Moscow Police Department said that in a release they posted to Facebook. They asked anyone who owns or knows of someone who owns a white Hyundai Elantra, year model 2011 to 2013, to send that information to the tip line at 208-883-7180. Can't they just scan the motor vehicles? I don't know. Let's see. Police again stressed that they have not identified a suspect in the November 13th murders of Madison Mogen and Kaylee Goncalves, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle. The Moscow Police Department investigators have been augmented by 50 FBI agents, a dozen investigators from forensic experts from the Idaho State Police. And let's see, but that's not satisfying many on the periphery of the investigation, including at least one family. So then the next update is that a father is speaking out that, hold on, let me get to that. My gosh, my computer's being ridiculous. Okay. Let's see. This one, cops have messed up 1,000,000 times. So let's see what he's saying now. Father of, Steve Goncalves, Kaylee Goncalves' father, accuses the Moscow Police Department of running a poor investigation with a complete lack of transparency. He wants to know why police said incidents in other states aren't related to the deaths of his daughter, her best friend, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and boyfriend Ethan Chapin. And he wants to know why police have cleared certain individuals of involvement in the murders, saying that the community should have a chance to peer review their alibis. If you don't share your alibi, then you're scared your alibi isn't strong enough to share with the community because that gives them a chance to peer review it. The 4 students that were stabbed to death on November 13th were all living in that off-campus house, but Ethan, he was just visiting there that night. Father said he's immersed in rumors and theories on social media and doesn't understand why police don't address every one of them publicly. They've messed up 1,000,000 times, he said, but I don't get to say that because what experience does Steve have? He doesn't know. He's just a dad who woke up one day, had his life turned upside down. Meanwhile, Goncalves said he's hired a true pro, a private detective with 50 years of experience in law enforcement, and an 87% success rate in solving cases. And he's spoken with several attorneys to help enforce the Moscow police to release the information it has about the murders. There are things that we can request and things that we can do to get to the truth faster. You have to fill out forms to get this evidence released to you. I don't know how to do that. Moscow police are being aided in the investigation by Idaho State Police and the FBI, but the small department is still handling most of the communication about the investigation. Steve Goncalves, meanwhile, is demanding the police reveal everything. Don't treat us like we're a bunch of little kids, he said, of the two incidents in the Pacific Northwest, one of which took place in 1999. That may have been pushed by online sleuths. You're saying it's not related. Tell us why it's not related. Yeah, they can't release everything, buddy. They can't. Let's see. Police chief vows the case will not go cold. Moscow Police Chief James Fry said that his detectives are still hard at work on the case. They're combing through evidence and interviewing potential witnesses, although they say they've not identified a suspect or found a murder weapon approaching a month after the gruesome killings. Okay. We recognize the frustration this causes. The speculation proliferates in the absence of facts, the department said. However, we firmly believe speculation and unvetted information is a disservice to the victims, their families, and our community. I'm a dad with daughters, and it's tough. We're human. We don't go to these and just turn it off. It affects us, but we have a job to do, and we're going to continue to do that job, and we're going to continue to push forward. Detectives have received thousands of email and phone tips and digital media submissions. This case is not going cold, he said. We have tips coming in. We have investigators out every day interviewing people. We're still receiving evidence. We're still looking at all aspects of this. And I said early on that no stone will go unturned, and I meant that. We are going to continue. This case is not going cold. So that's what they're saying about that. And high pudding. So, you had meatloaf for dinner and pork chops for breakfast, huh? Hi, Kevin. Hi, Heart Maywise. Okay, and then we have an update on Ann Heche. Ann Heche was not high on illicit drugs on the day of her fatal car crash in August. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's report said she tested positive for benzoyl gonine, cocaine, fentanyl, and cannabinoids, but the coroner said that there is no evidence of impairment. The medical examiner said that the benzoyl hold on a minute. The benzoyl gonine is a byproduct of the cocaine, and like the cannabinoids, indicate that Heche used the drugs in the past, but not on the day of the crash. The fentanyl was given to her for pain after the crash when she was admitted to the hospital. Heche, 53, was declared brain dead on August 12th and taken off life support 3 days later. Her death was ruled an accident caused by inhalation and thermal injuries. She also fractured a sternum, which likely caused by her chest hitting the steering wheel that contributed. The injury made it painful while breathing when she was in the vehicle, and she was trapped in the vehicle for about 30 minutes before she was extracted. Witnesses said Ann Heche hit the garage door of an apartment complex on August 5th, and she backed up and sped off, striking another car before plowing into a home. Her car burst into flames. She was taken to the hospital where she slipped into a coma and never regained consciousness. Investigators who have been looking into the crash as a possible DUI have not provided an explanation for it. Where's the one I have here? On Monday, California police found the body of a 1-year-old girl who reportedly vanished a day earlier while in her father's care. Inglewood police were alerted on Sunday to Leilani's Dream Burley's disappearance, which occurred just after her father, Javion Burley, 22, picked her up and another child from their mother's home in Long Beach. Javion arrived at his home in Inglewood without the infant, leading his mother to contact authorities out of concern. According to the media, the baby's body was eventually discovered in the Los Angeles River below the Ocean Boulevard Bridge. The victim's mother said that Javion typically picks up their children on Sunday, returns them on Wednesday. Javion was angry on Sunday, but he did not say anything, which suggested that he was going to hurt his daughter. They came to my house. They said, "Bad news, we found your daughter in the river." In the river. He threw her off the bridge in Long Beach. The victim's mother also stated that Javion never harmed their children before this incident. Javion is facing murder and child endangerment charges. He's in jail on $250,000 bail. That's crazy. There was a blogger, I told you this a long time ago, where I think they were in Australia. And he took like their, I don't know, whether it was 5th, 6th, 7th child, whatever, and threw it off a bridge and then just walked home. And it was so bizarre. It was so bizarre. Okay, because she was always blogging about their family, and they were like these like off the grid people, and he just lost his mind. He lost his mind, and he jumped in too, but then he got out, and then it was horrendous. Then she ended up being a surrogate for some. It was just, it's crazy. The whole thing is crazy. This is all crazy. Why does someone do that? I don't know. Something else now. I haven't found that girl in New York yet. And man, 2 children after leaving his house. Oh, they're Cassie Carli. Update. Remember, she was found in a barn, buried by her husband in Alabama, or after a custody exchange. An Alabama man was formally indicted on Tuesday in connection with the death of Cassie Carli. According to the media, 35-year-old Marcus Spinello was scheduled to appear Tuesday in St. Clair County preliminary hearing regarding evidence against him in connection with his former girlfriend's death. However, the hearing hasn't been canceled, and Spinello was served. That hearing has been canceled. Spinello was served while in jail an indictment for 1 count of abusing a corpse. Spinello initially faced charges of tampering with evidence, lying to police, but those charges were later dropped. Carli was last seen in April in Navarro Beach, Florida. She was supposed to pick up her 4-year-old daughter from Spinello during a custody exchange at around 7 p.m. 3 hours later, Carli's father received a text from Carli saying that her phone, she was having issues with her car. She was running late. There was no communication after that. Her vehicle was later found near the spot where the custody exchange was going to take place. But remember, it wasn't in the same place. Both Carli and her daughter were they were both reported missing. And then when police questioned Spinello, he told them that he had dropped the child off with a friend of his ex-wife's. The friend said that wasn't true. The following day, Santa Rosa County officials said they found the little girl in Birmingham, Alabama, with her father. Days later, police found Carli in a barn in a shallow grave in Alabama. The sheriff said information gathered in the course of the investigation led them to the property in Alabama where they served the search warrant Saturday night and found Carli's body. He said that Spinello had connections with that property, and Spinello has been totally uncooperative during the entire investigation. Since we've been dealing with him, he's been acting like a dirtbag, Johnson said. I don't see that changing. All he said was lawyer. That's all he said. It's not the ending we wanted, obviously, but we're hoping It will provide a little closure for the family. Carli's cause and manner of death were ruled undetermined by the St. Clair County coroner, Dennis Russell. She had no obvious signs of trauma to her body. Do something. Okay. So let's see. If they do not keep a lot of what they know quiet. I know, Linda Uribe. Yeah, of course it'll harm the case. Exactly. I understand that, Linda Uribe. I guess it's just, they're so close to, they just want answers for their kids, and I think social media just fuels it by like just putting all this stuff out there and just trying to make up stuff to, it's not given out for a reason. It just is not. But yeah, that's that. Let's see what we have here. Oh goodness. I'm not going to be able to stay on much longer. So I might be going out again tomorrow. And oh my gosh. Chicago police are investigating the shooting death of a 27-year-old woman and her 79-year-old father in the far south side. And when colleagues of Javoni Jenkins called her because she didn't show up for work, a medical assistant at Holy Cross Hospital, her 2-year-old son eventually answered the phone. They had the boy on FaceTime for several hours, and Jenkins' coworkers who called police for a welfare check because they didn't see her during the call. All we could do was see him from his face up and the ceiling the majority of the time. We came a little too late, said Nicole Worth, another coworker. We saved the baby. That's all we could do. Police found Jenkins and her father, Curtis Handman, had fatal gunshot wounds. The toddler was taken to the Corner Children's Hospital for observation. Police say they don't believe there's a threat to the general public, and they're interviewing potential witnesses. And then Miami Beach. Police are investigating the murder of a woman found dead Tuesday at an exclusive hotel that caters to flight attendants and pilots. Sherry Frontenac Hotel on Tuesday was where a woman's body was found after another woman requested a welfare check for her coworker. The woman said her coworker hadn't been seen since Saturday. Investigators released no details of the murder, including the victim's name. It's not known if she worked for an airline. Teresa Kunzler, a flight attendant who had been staying at the hotel for the past 24 years, says she was shocked. It could have been someone else who is on a flight crew, she said. I hope it's not one of our crew. I don't know how this could happen here. A homicide. Juan Padden, who also works across the street, said he was surprised by all the law enforcement activity when he arrived for work on Tuesday night. I came into work about 10 o'clock and the whole street was full of police cars and officers. There are vehicles, rescue trucks, CSI vans. I'm shocked because it doesn't happen around here. We don't usually see this type of stuff here, especially from that hotel. The hotel is pilots and stewardesses, he said. A hotel manager at the hotel would not comment on the case, but a desk worker said the hotel is exclusively for airline flight crews. Let's see, this guy in Wisconsin. If you run a dating app in Wisconsin, you met up with this guy. This Wisconsin man was arrested last month for kidnapping an elderly woman, and he victimized several women he met on dating apps. He's reportedly at the center of 2 death investigations. Law enforcement source said that the mother of suspect Timothy Olson found a woman dead in their shared home in Racine on November 8th. The following day, Olson allegedly drove the deceased woman's car to Illinois and abandoned it. According to the media, Olson is being investigated for the woman's death, which occurred 2 weeks after the incident at his home. In that case, Kim McEulance, 55, died days after she lost consciousness while out with Olson at a Milwaukee bar. Authorities had not publicly named the deceased woman in the November 8th case. The law enforcement source has said that her body was discovered in Olson's bed. Olson was arrested in November 29th and is facing charges that he scammed 3 women who lost consciousness while with him and kidnapped a 79-year-old woman. Franklin police charged Olson with kidnapping, identity theft, burglary for a November 23rd incident. According to the media, the incident entailed Olson's approaching an elderly woman who was drinking at a restaurant and asking to buy her a drink. After the victim declined and left the restaurant, Olson allegedly cornered her in the parking lot, held her against her will in her car for several hours while claiming to have a gun. He also accused her of stealing credit cards and cash from the victim. And he's also accused of that. In early November, the Racine police warned the public about Olson victimizing women that he meets on dating apps. He was later linked to 3 victims in different jurisdictions, including a woman who claimed she was roofied. From behind bars, Olson told the news outlet that he never drugged women and that he gave them gifts, including credit cards. These women lie, and everybody believes it, he commented. Wow, okay. And I'm going to, I know it's like really short. It's like your 10-minute headlines or something. I don't know, but I'm going to start a new Zoom. Let me start a new Zoom. New Zoom review coming straight for you. And then I'm gonna, I don't know, say goodnight, Gracie. That's where I heard somebody, didn't you? New Zoom review coming straight for you. Okay, what do I want to do? I have to put this participants invite, copy invitation. It's on the nation. Okay. I'm going to go sit in my massage chair for a few minutes. And then I'm going to go to bed. Okay, love you too, Linda Uribe. I'm going to go relax. Lucy D. That's how I am. I'm from New York. We speak fast. Sorry. I don't think I was reading fast tonight at all because I was so tired. All right, we're going to go off, but thank you so much for being here. Love you guys. God bless, and prayers. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Guys, don't forget to hit the like.
Everybody.